That's where all that bullshit began. They wrote it into law for this to be able to happen. So, welcome to America.
Singing a song called "Oh America." You see the congressional leadership, some of the congressional leadership arriving here. Steve Scalise, Chuck Schumer, Mike Johnson, Senator Amy Klobuchar.
Jackie Barber, the clerk of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Kevin F. McCumber.
This is the inaugural committee being announced. We had a shot a moment ago of Vice President-elect J.D. Vance approaching the rotunda. We're expecting him, of course, to be sworn in before President-elect Trump is sworn in. Again, the swearing in of J.D. Vance will happen by Justice Brett Kavanaugh, and when it comes to President-elect Trump, that will be Chief Justice John Roberts.
This is going to be a time that's probably going to be like an amendment to like biblical scripture. I mean, this is no joke. This is a complete departure from what everything that America said it stood for. And there's no coming back from it. Former First Lady is an immigrant. Next to her son, Barron.
Well, we have eyes on what's happening here in the rotunda. Do you have any first thoughts on what you've been watching thus far today?
Well, there is
her only son, by the way,
on social media that this
Bobby King.
Some confusion about the nature of this ceremony and the participation in it by people who said that the election of Donald Trump could mean the end of the continuity of this government. And this ceremony is, of course, to celebrate the continuity of this government, and everyone joining it is supporting the continuity of the government, but there are voters out there who are confused about people participating in it. And I think that's an understandable confusion. Serious observers understand it and understand the reason why President Biden would say something as magnanimous as welcome home to Donald Trump. But there is some confusion out there. There's 75 million people who voted for Kamala Harris for president, many of whom don't understand what this picture of unity is about. And that's something that I think we need to, in effect, teach because it's a lost lesson, and this is a very vivid example of what's at stake in the continuity of government and why those two people who just saw President Biden and Vice President Harris support it and are trying to support it by being there today.
Well, this is the end of it. This is the last little stance against what they want to get away from, which was a monarchy. This is the beginning of a new process. So anybody who's trying to wax poetic about the founding of America and what the intention of America was, none of that is relevant anymore. This is the new day.
Ladies and gentlemen, escorting the Vice President-elect, the Executive Director for the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, Mr. Michael Wagner, Senate Deputy Sergeant-at-Arms and Doorkeeper, Jason Bell, and House Deputy Sergeant-at-Arms, Mr. Sean Keating. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President-elect of the United States, the Honorable J.D. Vance.
And y'all better get ready to maybe say President Vance, because Trump just might not make it through his first 4 years. He's 80, about to be 80. And do not forget, there's already been 2 attempts on his life. If any of that would have happened right now, that would be your next president. Ready for it? You voted for it. Well, some of y'all did. But he's just a clown. He's a pawn. As I've said before, this is about Baron Trump. Wrap your mind around that. He nervous as hell. He hoping like motherfucker don't nothing happen to Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, escorting the president.
He don't want that tiger that they got by the tail. You dig?
Elizabeth Farah, House Sergeant at Arms, the Honorable William P. McFarland, Senate Sergeant at Arms and Doorkeeper, the Honorable Jennifer A. Hemingway, Senate Majority Leader, the Honorable John Thune, and the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, House Democratic Leader, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries, House Majority Leader, the Honorable Steve Scalise, Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Mike Johnson, Senate Democratic Leader, the Honorable Charles E. Schumer, Ranking Member of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Deb Fischer, and Chairwoman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Amy Klobuchar.
There's a reason why he had this indoors.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It had shit to do with the
President-elect of
weather.
the United States, the Honorable Donald John Trump.
This is his coronation. Is that a fake kiss? Bob, what would you say in this moment? Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing gonna be all right. You about to see. We're about to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.